All right, let's take a look at the animation builder. One thing we don't need is the animation package, but we do need a mixin. So let's go down to our state, let's say with, and let's say ticker provider state mixin. There we go. We want an animation. Can't type today apparently. And we want an animation controller. Why is that not working? Oh, I see. There we go. Let's go ahead and init our state. We're going to say controller equal new animation controller. We're going to vsync this. Add in our duration. There we go. We're going to say milliseconds, and let's do this over 10 milliseconds. Now we're going to create what's called a curved animation. So we'll say final curved animation. Let's call this curve. And the first thing you should notice is it wants a parent and it wants an actual curve. So we're going to say the parent is the actual controller. The curve itself, curves can be very complex in animation, but a lot of things are baked into Flutter for you, so you don't really need to worry about it. We're just going to say curves. And notice how all the curves are pretty much in there for you. So all we're going to say is ease in. Going to make a new animation. And we're going to make a tween. Remember, tween stands for in between, so we need a beginning and an ending. And let's say end 300.0. And we're going to animate this. We're going to animate that actual curve this time instead of the controller. Now we want to controller dot forward, and that's going to begin our animation. So take a look at this. What's really going on? What's fundamentally different about this versus the code we wrote in the last tutorial? We've got an animation, we've got a controller, but this time we have this curved animation. The tween, which we're doing, is going to animate on this curve or on this curved animation. So really what it's going to do is going to take this curve, which is going to look something like that if you're following my mouse, some weird kind of curve, and it's going to animate along those. And it's all built in for you in this curves enumerator. So we don't have to worry about the actual math under the hood. What we do have to do, though, is provide a builder. So we're going to say widget builder, want a build context, and we want a child. So the point of the builder is to actually build out all the animation stuff for us so we don't have to really worry about it. We're just going to make a simple builder here. We're going to return a new container, and in here we're going to say height equal animation.value, and let's say width animation.value, child equal new Flutter logo, and let's leave it at that. So now we've got our builder in there, and it looks pretty similar to the code that we did before. It's just encapsulated inside of a builder now. So let's take a look at this, and what we've got going on here is we've got our scaffold, app bar, and there's our container, and this is where we're going to really play around. Let's go ahead and grab that center, and here's our column right here. Let's get rid of that. We want a new animated, oops. Why is my keyboard suddenly not working? There we go. That was weird. My keyboard just completely stopped working for some reason. So new animated builder, and the animation, and then the builder itself, we want to call our builder function. So at face value, this looks like, this is almost exactly like the code that we just did in the previous section. It's just we're wrapping everything in a builder, and that's exactly what's going on. The animated builder actually has a lot of features under the hood that we're not yet accessing. But now that because we're in a builder, we can use those in the future. Let's go ahead and add our semicolon here so our program will actually work. And let's run this and see what happens. And it just grows and grows and grows. So if you're wondering why it's growing instead of on some weird curve, that's this ease in. Let's do something else. Let's do like a bounce in. See what happens here. Rerun the whole thing. And it's bouncing in like a ball, almost as if you drop a ball and you're looking down on it. So really what you should take away from this tutorial is that you can have some pretty complex animations with very little coding because it's all done for you under the hood. Whenever you want some sort of really kind of crazy animation, look at the curved animation and you'll see that it's actually pretty sweet. Let's run this one last time just for visual effect and see what it looks like. No, didn't like that. There we go. Obviously there's bugs in that one. So let's switch this back to ease in. Just playing around with some of these animations, you can see the complexity that goes into the animations themselves, and you can see there are some issues with some of our numbers. For example, the one that wasn't working, I'm willing to bet it's because of our tween at 300. It probably didn't like that number.